So how do we, actually let me get your take on this, because I'm thinking of Ferguson, and I think about Ferguson in particular because I saw a picture of you at the Quick Trip.
Yeah.
And I want you to talk to me about why you did that.
Okay.
But also, we were down there in Ferguson organizing, and we called the first time in 14, and Tef Pose over here came out, Kweli came out for a little bit, Nelly came through one night, and about J. Cole was there, and then there was about 130 other rappers we called. A lot of them got platinum albums, a lot of them got record deals and tours and all that stuff. And we said, can you come out in Ferguson? Nah. Can you make a statement on Ferguson? Nah. Can you tweet about Ferguson? Nah. And I said, why? They said, I got a record deal, the tour, and all this money. People, why is there such reluctance, or even fear maybe, of artists to speak out against untruths and injustice the way you do?
I mean, bottom line, if you ask me, a lot of people just care about their money, they don't care about their people. You know what I'm saying? You know? And that can be their own family. You know what I'm saying? Some people get this money and don't even take care of their kids. You know what I'm saying? Some people get this money and don't even take care of their mama. You know what I mean? So why would they go speak on an incident that has nothing to do with them, that has something to do with a young black man that got gunned down in a town that they never been to before? You know what I'm saying? And by the way, when I was there and I was on tour, actually me and Wiz Khalifa was on tour, that was like the worst date of the whole tour. And I remember going to Wiz's room, and I was like, yo man, I really just think we should give the money that we made tonight to the family. You know what I'm saying? And you know, he was with it. And I actually spoke with Mike Brown's mother and everybody, but I went to the Quick Trip because I just wanted to really see what was going on. You know what I'm saying? And when I went over there, I saw, you know, something that I thought I'd never see in my life. I saw, you know, officers that was in this neighborhood with M16 machine guns. I saw kids riding on bikes with, you know, t-shirts tied over their face, throwing 5 bombs, and they're like, to me, that's what I call a war. And that's what I addressed in the letters, like, you know, we at war, but who's the enemy? You know, this is America, man, this is not, you know, this is not Afghanistan. So for me to see that, you know, I got kids, you know what I'm saying, I got family, I don't want to see that spread out. That was happening in Atlanta. You talking about the same young cats that I watched grow up, you know, to be young men. I don't want to see them out there having to fight for their freedom and fight for their lives because, you know, we've been put in this situation, you know what I mean, because somebody's took somebody's life and they don't want to stand up for it, you know what I'm saying? They don't want to, you know, if you do something, you got to take responsibility for that. And I'm a firm believer in that, you know, I look at George Zimmerman all the time and be like, boy, there ain't nothing but God working, you know what I'm saying? Every day, you know what I'm saying? He going through something crazy, you know what I'm saying? Because you can make a round of applause if you want to, if you agree with me. He's unraveling. Yeah. You know, he did something bad, and it was very bad, and he almost, you know, turned our country inside out and made us choose sides. And, you know, he's out here unraveling because, you know, what they say, God don't like ugly. You feel me? Karma. That's what they call it.
Have you had any difficulties getting other artists to jump on board with some of the stuff you want to do?
Oh man, you know, I'm a natural born leader, man. I just do what I feel all the time, and I just keep it me, man. I don't try to get anybody else to, you know, get in what I believe in. You know, I'm a firm believer in what I believe in, man. That's what got me here. That's what kept me out of the penitentiary. That's what kept me alive. That's what got me here so I can take care of my mama and my family, put my sister through school, the whole nine. So I just believe in me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And believe you me, I used to tell my homeboys in the hood, you know, like, hey man, y'all better follow me, y'all know where I'm going. They didn't want to follow me. Then I came back in them big boy Lexuses and stuff. They're like, where you going now? I was saying, go get my money. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm just, you know, I was just born a natural born leader, man. You know, I always had cats that was 35, 40, and I was 15, 16 years old, really giving them real advice about life because I sit back and I watch everything. My mama tell me that all the time. All I do is think. My brain just thinks. So I don't make a step without knowing what my next 10 steps are. You know what I mean? And I just think that was something that I was born with. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's a gift.
I'm gonna ask you a question. Don't give me the hardest answer.
Okay. Absolutely.
Mistakes, because a lot of there's some artists in here that there are people, right? And everybody says, oh, I wouldn't change anything. No, that's bullshit. Like, there's something right now you would undo if you could.
Oh man. A lot of things, man. You know, just a lot of things, those situations that I put myself in, a lot of decisions that I made that cost other people, you know, some time and away from their kids and away from their family, and you know, just even this, like this was a big step for me to even come in and talk to you, talk to all y'all, and everybody know, I'm a G at heart. You know what I mean? But I was raised right by my grandmother, and she always told me that, right is right and wrong is wrong. So a lot of my wrongs, I just wish I could have made right, you know what I'm saying, a lot of the time. A lot of things that I seen people go through, I just wish I didn't have to see them go through that. Even now to this day, it's just like, if you ask anything I change about me, I'll give my right hand to see somebody be able to be in my shoes and live their dreams. You know what I'm saying?
Do you worry, because there are people who will say that the careers that you create, the jobs you create, and the message you're doing now is beautiful, but what about the last 10 years? There might be somebody who was deciding whether or not to sell dope. Yeah. They got some thug motivation.
I mean, I hope it. Hey, man, listen. That was my path. I hear Floyd Mayweather talking about his money all the time. I do not want to be a boxer. That ain't my thing. You know what I mean? So I let him do that. But with me, it was just something that I had to do. And I would do it all over again to make sure that my family's straight. I'll tell you that right now.
What about musically? Do you worry that what you put in could have made someone else make a choice that they didn't necessarily have?
But I just hope what I put in the other song, because every song wasn't about hustling. A lot of, my President's Black wasn't about hustling. You know what I'm saying? Soul Survival wasn't about hustling, it was about surviving. Now Trap or Die, that's something else. You feel me? and even then with me, I was trapping or dying. I was, it's been 10 years, so I can say this,
Statute of limitations.
Yeah, statute of limitations up. I was hustling, and I had a natural love for music because I woke up every morning listening to the Brat, Outkast, Master P, Cash Money, and everything that I learned was from the music. And I just got a natural love for music because it was just like, it was just like, it just relaxed everything around me because it made me feel like somebody else understood. So when I was writing Trap or Die, you know what I'm saying, I was trying to get my money, take care of my business and be a responsible individual. But I was putting my heart and soul in the music because I was like, I wasn't never a talented dude. Like, I didn't sing, write, rap. But I was like, if I give this everything I got, maybe I can make it. And when I made it, it was too late. You know what I'm saying? I had already told them how to trap or die, so I had to stick on my path. So when you hear me sit up here and speak, this is me as an individual. This is me as a grown black man that was never given anything in his life to hustle for every dime, every quarter, everything that he ever got. You know what I'm saying? So I can say that. But when you listen to my music, that's the same person that's telling you what he went through. So it's at the same time you can advance in life and you can be productive, you can grow up and be whoever you want to be or whatever you want to do, but you can't get rid of your past. That's who you are. Malcolm X was, damn near a gangster. You know what I'm saying? And then he turned into one of the biggest leaders of all time. So it's like, you gotta just believe in you. So you can hear me say this all day and be like, yo, yeah, I never heard Jeezy talk like that. And you can get the album and be like, yo, this nigga crazy. You know what I'm saying? But that's who I am. I'm on the same. People say, yo, why you rap about, straps and living like, that's how I live. When I walk out that door, it ain't a bunch of people in this room that might love me anymore. It's people outside that might want to do me harm. So I'm gonna be like any other officer, anybody else. I want to get home to my kids at night. You feel what I'm saying? So that's my mind state. So that's what I'm putting out there in the world. I'm trying to put as much positive, but I'm gonna keep it real with you. I ain't gonna sit up here and lie to you and just tell you everything all good just so you can buy my records or buy my CDs and come to my shows. I'm gonna tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly. You take it how you want to take it.
The business is so different now than when you started.
Absolutely.
What are the biggest changes you see in how the music industry, and hip-hop in particular, is now versus when
Man, I gotta be honest, man. I gotta shout out, I gotta shout out Future, I gotta shout out Rich Homie Quan, I gotta shout out Bankroll Fresh. I love to see young black men get out here and take their coaches and make themselves millionaires and the people around them millionaires. Because when I jumped off the porch, when I started doing music, that's the goal I had in mind for us. For me to open the door for people to be able to do that is the biggest thing I ever did in my life. You know what I'm saying? I love to see that.
You say I started trap music. Like, there's some people that be like, I don't know, or I ain't know that.
See, they weren't really in the trap. You can't listen to them. better ask my homeboy Shmorty on Ben Hill. They know what's happening. You know what I'm talking about?
Does hip-hop remember you as the father of trap? Hip-hop, respect your contribution.
I don't want hip-hop to remember me as the father of trap. I want hip-hop to remember me as a black man that had a dream and he fulfilled that. And he stuck to him, and I never sold out for anything or anyone.
When you came into the game, people were trying to get albums with major labels, people were trying to make money. Now you got streaming networks, you got all these people making money different ways.
That's the young cats, man. That's what they create. That's what's so beautiful about this. That's so beautiful about what y'all are doing. Everything starts with one idea. The guy who created Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, he probably somewhere laying on a yacht right now, but it started with an idea. So when you see these young cats and they building these corporations and getting all this other stuff done and getting employees and giving people, you know, jobs and creating situations for them, that's what it's about. So I've seen the Rich Homie Corns when they was first in the studio. And to see him now is different. Like, he's independent. It's crazy to me. You know, by the way, if I knew I could have did that, I would have never gave that.
That's what I'm talking about too.
You know what I'm saying?
Talk to me about that from a business perspective. If you knew that, then what you know now.
Well, let me say this. The difference is then that I was in a situation that I had to get out of. So Def Jam giving me a deal saved my life. Yeah. I signed my life away because I wanted to get out of the streets. And that was the only way that I was going to do that. So,
you get a bad deal?
Huh?
You get a bad deal?
No, actually, I got a great deal. I got a great deal.
That's the first artist I ever heard say that.
Because I got a great deal, because I'm a great businessman, and I went in there and I knew what my value was, and I didn't let them talk me off the ledge. You know what I'm saying? And I made it hard for him. And you know, he asked me what the number was. I wrote it on a napkin and slid it to him. And he was like, give me a call when you're ready, bro. You know what I'm saying?
That was Jay still that Jam?
No, actually, Kevin Lyles, L.A. Reid signed me to Def Jam, and Kevin Lyles left 2 weeks after that. And I was like, yo, Kev, you got me up here at Def Jam, you're not even here. And he told me, he said, don't worry about it, somebody's gonna come that you're gonna appreciate well. And I remember I was going to do a meeting, and Def Jam, and I see this Maybach pull up. I'm like, who the hell is that? So Jeezy get out, he said, yo, Jeezy, let me holler at you. And I didn't see him, you know, a couple times in the past. He's like, man, you know, I just want you to know that I'm the new president. So this means this is our building. You know what I'm saying?
How'd you react when they were all just like, y'all, by the way, I'm president?
Oh man, I don't want to tell you how I was at. You know? I mean, it was a blessing in disguise, man. And you know, just you know, working with Hov and just get a lot of gems and jewels from him. I mean, you know, Hov reminds me a lot of Meech, which was one of my great friends. And they were just always great leaders and just ahead of their time and generous people. And just to be able to, you know, get knowledge from both sides, you know, I just think that's why I'm still here today. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not, you know.
Now, on Star is Born, Jay talks about you.
Yeah.
And it says that you and your crew remind him of him. Why is that?
I mean, you know, we did a lot of bottle pop, man. We did a lot of living, you know what I mean? But, you know, it was all for other people to see. You know what I'm saying? When you see these cats out here, they really giving you motivation without giving you motivation. If I see somebody in something, I want that 10 times better. And that's how I think every day. Every morning I get up, I gotta be productive. I don't care what's going on in the world, what's going on in my life. You know what I'm saying? What's going on in the rap industry. I'm gonna be productive in one way or another. You know what I mean? And I don't care who I gotta get on the phone with, who I gotta pull up on. I'm gonna do something that's gonna be productive for me that day. And just being around those cats kind of just, you know, put you in that mind state. So when you see, you know, cats out here living their life, and that's that godly thing I was talking about. You know, you talk about, you look at Hov, like, you know, Hov God, you look at, you know, he's God, you know what I mean? That's what it is, but it's because they made opportunities for so many other people. Yeah. So when he say, I remind him of that, he know that my story is true to life, and it's real. I remember sitting in the back of the Maybach with him one day, and we was watching what's the Gangland. And I was on Gangland and didn't know it. I just saw my Jeezy chain that had my face blurred out, and he looked at me and said, "Boy, you lucky." You know what I'm saying? God with you, and I was just like, "Man, you right." And but you know, look, man, you go through things in life that, you know, either make you or break you, define you. You know, they always say, you know, either, you know, what don't kill you make you stronger. And everything I ever went through, you know, my grandmother raised me, so everything I ever went through to this day I'm just glad I was used to working and getting my own. So when I finally got something in life, I just knew how to handle it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't let it get to my head, and I just stayed on my path. And I think that came a lot from being around the people that I was around. You know what I'm saying? And being raised the way I was raised. You know what I'm saying?
I love how you catch it. Like, yeah, me and Hope was watching Gangland in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, we all did.
But that was a real day for me though, because I never heard anybody tell me that I was lucky. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
But what
to me,
would you consider him a mentor?
yeah, of course.
Who are your mentors? Say, Jay, who are your mentors?
Oh man, I like people with their own state of mind. I mean, you know, everybody from Farrakhan, everybody from Farrakhan to, you know, I think Jay-Z's great at what he does. Even some of the cats around here that are just great businessmen, are just great entrepreneurs, you know what I'm saying? Because I think that when you see somebody being successful with something they love, you can't knock that, man. It's like they had an idea and they saw it all the way through. And you just see the glamour and the glitz, you know what I mean? But you don't know the hard work that was put in there. I had one of my homies tell me that he's doing very well. You know, he just told me a story one day about how he was homeless and he was sleeping in his car. I was like, man, the Bentley. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So to me, you know, that's just what it's about. You know, I just gotta respect people that, you know, that believe in them. You know what I'm saying?
I spoke to Mr. Farrakhan last week, and he was genuinely excited that you were coming out.
Yeah.
He said that you were coming out to march on
Absolutely.
Saturday. And it's rare that he gets that excited about other people. I mean, not in the sense that he was like, and young Jesus coming, you know, and
That's my guy. That's my guy.
how does that happen, and why is it important for you to be at an event like that, which, by the way, could make you unpopular in certain executive circles?
Yeah, but you know, one thing about it, we get our own, man. So we ain't worried about them. We're gonna stick to the color. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna make our own. But Farrakhan's a great guy, man. I had an incident happen to me, man, and he called me like maybe like four or 5 days before the incident happened. He said, "Brother Jeezy, I like your message. You know, you sounded real smart in your interviews, but I just want you to know that you know, the enemy is watching you." You know what I'm saying? And I said, "Man, listen, man, I'm good. I'm legit. You know, I'm a street dude with some good credit. I'm alright. I ain't worried about nothing out here. You know what I mean?" And I'd be damned if a week later I was in jail. You know what I'm saying? For something that I didn't do. But he actually told me on the phone. We had an hour conversation about the enemy, and I was like, "Man, who are you talking about?" You know what I'm saying? I'm not in the hood no more. You know, the Bloods and Crips, they over there, we good. You know what I'm saying? So, I didn't really realize, you know, what was going on until I was put in that situation. And I remember getting locked up, and you know, just in a situation that had nothing to do with me at all. And I was just put in a situation because of my name. And out of all this time, I was grinding and working, and you know, people saying, "Man, we just proud of where you're going." I mean, back down to a nigga status overnight, and I couldn't believe that. You know, as a black man, you know, as a taxpayer, you know what I'm saying? I was hurt, and I remember being in jail with my bus crew, and it wasn't my homies, it was some of my employees, and I remember getting locked up for something that I didn't do, and I told everybody I didn't do it, but you know, nobody believed me. But anyway, my first unselfish moment was being in that cell, and the rest of my team coming to get me out, and they say, "Hey, look, your bill is $1 million, everybody else's bill is $1 million. You don't have any property in LA, but we can get you out right now." And this was 20 minutes after I was sitting in there, and I looked around, and I said, "Man, I'm not leaving these people in here. I can't do that. They work too hard for me year round. And if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't even be here."
And they weren't even your crew, they just people that work for you.
Yeah, there was my bus driver, my cameraman,
I am not as real
my
as you.
assistant. You know what I'm saying?
I've been in Roscoe's 45 minutes later. What's up with your books?
And so I sat there for a week and a half until I was able to, you know, get everything, you know, just get everything in order to get everybody out because they wanted property. So I had to, you know, fandangle that whole thing. And I finally got everybody out, you know, and I told them, I said, "Look, I didn't have anything to do with that. And when it was all said and done, I got acquitted, but y'all didn't hear nothing about that shit, though. But it's all good, though. So, you know, innocent freezer bird. But as soon as I got out of the car, or as soon as I got out of the county, you know, I came out of there two-stepping, you know what I'm saying? As soon as I got out of the county and got in the car, my guy gave me the phone. It's Farrakhan, brother Jeezy. I told you that the enemy.
Farrakhan is trolling you, dog.
I said, man, they for real, man. Y'all need to come down here, you know what I mean? And I went to Chicago, and you know, normally when you talk, I listen, but I was really listening. I was like, so who are they? You know what I'm saying? What did they remember me? Like, what did I do? You know what I'm saying? And you know, he just made it clear. He's like, yo, you really gotta watch your message, and you know, and even with everything I say, you know, I mean every word of it. And that just showed me the power of words and who you are. But you know, as hard as I work every day, and there's many great things that I do for people. And you know, the many executive positions I had and things that I tried to, you know, they put me in a situation that I was sitting in that cell like, damn, man, like I could have did this shit in the street. Like, what, you know what I'm saying? It just, you know.
Why does that happen, man? It's not just people that did, you know, dirt, whatever, before they became artists. It's artists who've never been to jail before.
Yeah.
Then they become artists and now they're in jail.
But look, one thing I learned about this, man, I don't want my big homies on my head because I don't went to jail because that's not cool. At this point, I'm grown. Ain't nothing cool about that. Ain't nothing cool about sitting in no cell, man, wasting your time, man, wasting your opportunity. Like, you know, you out here, you got your life, you got your ambitions, you got your family to take care of. What you gonna do in there, man? That ain't for us. It's over with, man.
How much of that is surveillance and law enforcement looking to arrest y'all? Because I see artists of all kinds. I've been calling artists 20 years.
I'm gonna be clear, so I don't even get in the rap world because I don't know what them things got going on. I got real friends that really risk their lives to, you know, take care of their loved ones. But when you're talking to somebody that got 30 years in prison, you know, it's a different thing, brother. Like, this is your friend. You go to visit him, you're sitting like me and you sitting. He can't leave for 30 years. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what the rappers do. You know, they rap about it, they talk about it, that's on them. I'm talking about the cats that I know that's sitting there every day doing hard time. They got the heart of gold. They did so many things for people that you wouldn't believe. When, you know, your auntie couldn't pay her mortgage, and they was about to foreclose a house, you know, those guys was there. You know what I'm saying? When the kids in the community didn't have no school clothes or Christmas stuff, those people were there. You know, I used to have my other partner, he used to go to the strip club, he stole all his money. I'm like, what you doing? He said, we give it back. We putting them through school, right? You know what I'm saying? They gotta go to college. I'm like, hey man, that's how you feel. So, you know, it's right.
Everybody's where they put them through college.
Yeah, right.
I want to see that college. I want to go to that school.
Yeah. But you know, when you see somebody doing that type of time, man, it just makes you want to stay on the straight path, man, and just stay focused, man, because the last thing you want to do in life is make it to where you at, man, and mess it all up. You know what I mean? And I've seen people do it over and over again, man. So that's what keep me motivated. That's what keep me going and not wanting to be back in that 2-bedroom trailer, man. That's what.
Does the realness of your life and your past make you look at hip hop beefs, hip hop stories? When you look at
absolutely,
how does it make you feel?
Terrible. WWF. I walk around this city by myself all day. I ain't never had a problem in the world, man. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you gotta understand, man. It's, you know, it's propaganda and bullshit, man. Like, everybody just trying to sell themselves. Yeah. So the worst thing a person can do to you is see you work so hard to sit on this stage, and they want to be on this stage where you at. And the only way they know they can be on that stage if they oppose you and make people think that you ain't the way you are. Yeah. When you're still trying to get on the next stage, yeah, they just want to be on this one. You know what I'm saying? And you trying to keep it going. And that's what rap is, you know what I mean? So no disrespect to the cats who get their money and take care of their people, but you know.
So when you watch, like, for example, Drake and Meek, what were you thinking?
I mean, you know, both of them are my guys. I mean, you know, I would love to see them, you know, get the money, but you know, it is what it is. It was rap beef.
So you like the old head. So like, if you was to give advice.
No, not old head. No, don't do that.
I said you the old head.
No, not the old head either, man.
If you were there, what would you say?
I mean, well, look, man, I gotta be honest, man. You know, Drake did his thing. You know what I mean? I gotta be honest.
Were you
Drake is very strategic, man. You know, he's from another country. They sit back and watch it. I'm just being real, like, they look at hip hop like an art. We just take it as music. We buy CDs. They look at it. They don't watch the Nas and Jay beef, the Biggie and Pac beef. They study this shit. Like, they ain't just, you know, like every day. Like, this is what they do. They sit back. They're fans of the game, not the actual just music, the business of it, the strategic moves. Like, you know, I'm gonna do it like that when I get, you know what I mean? So that's what they are. I just think, you know, and I love Meek Mill. Don't get it confused. Meek Mill represents everything that we are. He's like one of the cats that I ever seen that came, you know, after me that I respected his grind. My thing is like, look, man, you know, I ain't no peacemaker, I ain't none of that, but let's get the money, man. Fuck the bullshit, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm at with.
You mess the money up?
I don't know. But I'm saying, let's get the money though. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's get the money, because at the end of the day, ain't nobody touch your mama, your kids, or your money. So it's like, well, you know, y'all can agree to disagree, and they did what they did. They had their little battle, and now we on to the next thing. You know
Speaking of next things, what does Pastor Young's future look like?
Oh man, I mean, just, you know, just bright, man, just grinding and just, you know, just looking forward, you know, to the next thing, man, and just, you know, opening my team and, you know, everybody around me up to more opportunity, man, and just, you know, putting this album out that's coming up, and I want everybody to know that I didn't go Mace on y'all, so I just want you to know right now, it's still gonna be hard, it's still gonna be what you want. But, you know, I just want people to take my message seriously. And I'm serious about what I do, and I'm serious about what I say. And that's why I say I can call myself that. You know what I'm saying? And stand on it every day. So, you know, it's the same thing. You know, you got the snowman mentality, now you got the Pastor Young mentality. You know what I mean? And you just gotta respect it.
That's it, man. Give Jeezy a round of applause.